Hello everyone, welcome back to Gaming Droid and welcome back to a modern Skyblock 3. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Gaming Droid and welcome back to modern Skyblock 3. So we need to work a little bit on Sai. I did accidentally make the spell inscriber and it says you have no idea how to operate this. So I'm a little bit lost with Sai, but I will be getting on with Sai today, or trying to get on with Sai. However, before we do that, there are some things I wanted to make. So if I look up Silent Gems, so the hover of the backpack is perfectly fine, but it's kind of skatey and I do float downwards. So I've put together the things I need, which include the Chaos Ore, because we've been gathering Chaos over the last few episodes steadily from our pylons. We got a little bit over a stack of just pure Chaos Essence. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by making a Chaos Tanzanite. And this is a gem that can store 200 Chaos, 2 million Chaos. It's already charged 20,000 Chaos from the pylons over there. It has 20 slots and it's currently draining at the rate of 0. At the moment, this does nothing. So what we need to do is we need to make a charm for it. Now there are all sorts of charms. There's capacity charms that increase the number of capacity, the amount of Chaos storage. There's Chaos runes for recharge, which allows it to generate Chaos when it's not in place. There's also speed, haste, jump boost, strength, regeneration, resistance, fire resistance, water breathing, night vision, invisibility, and then there's some negative runes. And negative runes provide a negative, sort of negative impact. There's also glowing, which is a positive rune, or neutral rune, which makes you glow. But slow and mining fatigue, nausea, blindness, hunger, weakness, poison, and wither. And these are all ones that provide negative effects, but also stop you, sort of minimise the amount of slots used up. But the one we want is this one, Flight. This is pure creative flight. And to make this, we need to make plumes, which are feathers around a shard. The shard is literally made just by putting a gem in and breaking it down into 9 shards. Easy enough. We had the feathers from previous chicken farming, although I did set up a chicken farm just in case. And then we need to make 3 sets of shiny plumes, which are, as you saw, gold and Chaos Essence. And then we need to combine that with enriched Chaos Essence and redstone. And that's our charm of flight. And then if we combine these together, you can see we now have a flight charm. And now if I activate my flight charm, I can now fly. And it slowly drains. It drains at a rate of 80 per tick. So it's draining at a rate of 400 a second. But 2 million at 400 a second is several minutes of flight. And that's without any kind of capacity orbs. And the way it works is when I'm on the floor, it stops draining. Now that has used up 10 slots. I could throw a capacity orb on it if I wanted to. You can also throw it in here, and there's quite a bit of... You saw the little gold there? That was basically a charge. There was a charge of Chaos. And we do have a stack of Chaos Ore as well, so we can make some more pylons. There are Chaos Nodes in this world, and Chaos Nodes will also charge you. But... 1, 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4... the problem with Chaos Nodes as far as charging goes is we can't actually move them yet. To move them we need to get to advanced resources, and that will allow us to move Chaos Nodes. So for now at least we're just going to go with a set of passive pylons. Like so. And now, if we have a look, we should be charging up pretty quickly every time we go through a tick. Yeah, we're charging up pretty quickly, and we'll charge up while we're in here because we'll always be within range of these. And then when we're not in range of these, they'll be charging the table for us. So now that we have creative flight, we don't need our armored backpack, although the armor on the backpack is very good and it does provide us with resistance to knockback. I don't really want that particular armor. I prefer one without hover, because the hover and the flight might mess with each other slightly. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop a few of these. There's a helmet, pick, spade, Oh, there's a backpack, or there's a chest plate. Let's see what we got. So we got a shovel which has magnetic, we've got a pick that's got indestructible, a bow with levitate, an indestructible auto smelt axe. That's quite good. The indestructible auto smelt axe is quite good indeed. We've got a couple of bows with some decent upgrades, and then we've got resistant to knockback. So it's basically the same, it just makes us resistant to knockback. So that's fine. We now have armor that the armor boost again, and we're resistant to knockback. We can try and add additional things. Health boost 4, luck 1. Right, we're not really using the luck at the moment, so let's throw that on there. And actually, if we replace our samurai boots, which have health boost 2 with dragon, we can get weapon effect fire. We can actually get fire on our weapons. Can we get dragon boots? No, we got a ring though. Jump 1, resistance 2, strength 2. And we currently have speed 2, jump 2. So jump 1, resistance 2, strength 2. So that actually makes us quite powerful, and we can have upgrades for it. I'll stick with the speed for now, because the speed does affect us. It does make us run faster. So we'll stick with the speed for now. And then we also have an area mining and an auto smelt pick. And we can use these later on to make shards, which we can use to make upgrades. Because the ring we've got here, the breeze ring, has 0 upgrade slots. But this ring has 6 upgrade slots, so we can add another 6 modifiers to it. So possibly additional jump, speed, health, all sorts of different potion effects we can add to it randomly, which is quite cool. So now let's have a look at where we were with Sumptuary Magic. We want to get the spell node. So the spell node is a piece of paper, a log, and a sawdust. We should be able to make that. Yeah, we can make a couple of those. I think we're going to need a couple of them. So, to make different spells, you're going to need a spell programmer, and to cast them, you're going to need to put them on a spell bullet and then add them to your focusing wand. However, you're also probably going to want to construct a better focusing wand. So now we need a humble rod crux, a mirror rod notch, and a glowing rod source. So if we look up at Sai, a humble rod crux adds complexity and projection. Seems reasonably easy to do. And then we also want a mirror rod notch, which adds bandwidth and notches. Again, really nice and easy. And a glowing rod source, which again is pretty easy to make. So that's all of that. No problem at all. So what we should be able to do now is we should be able to upgrade our focus wand, our focusing rod. No? Oh, so we actually have to make a brand new focusing rod. And for that we need an iron rod frame. Okay, so what's this one, this droplet shaped one? Are those rod varnishes? Okay, so the rod varnish is just component varnish. Component varnish. So it doesn't seem to do anything. But we should be able to make a blue one. So let's make a blue rod varnish and an iron rod core or a gold rod core. Efficiency goes down, potency goes up. Sai metal rod core. How do we make Sai metal? It doesn't tell us how to make Sai metal yet. Let's make a gold core. Make our spells more potent. There we go. We now have a... Ooh, that gives us 4 slots. I'm not sure what the slots do, but it gives us 4 slots. You have no idea how to operate this. I'm definitely going to need to look more of this up. Once you've reached level 10 of Sai, you're going to turn gold into Sai metal. Level 10 of Sai. But how do I see my Sai levels? What's this mod actually called? It's just called PSI. Which is, for me, pounds per square inch, but okay. Options, controls. So let's actually see if we can find the Sai controls, because everything is listed by name. So So Sai isn't there. Silent Gems, JEI, X-Tones, Wireless Crafting. So I'm actually going to have to look this up. Okay, so I'm back. I found that it's not when you're holding your wand, it's when you're off your wand you press C. So tutorials, level 1 required. Learn. Welcome to the leveling menu. Looks like you've gotten acquainted with your brand new focusing wand. This menu serves as your school for the mod. This is your first tutorial. Don't worry, this is the longest one as it has to teach you the basics. To get started, you inscribing spells, you'll need a spell inscriber. To cast your spells, you'll also need a better rod than the one you have right now. Now on with all the components. Look up the various rod components and create one. You don't have to make another frame. You can put your current rod, this is effectively just a frame, in your crafting grid to convert it into a frame. Okie dokie. Lastly, spells also need to be put into the spell nodes, so make yourself all of that stuff and let's get rolling. After you've set up with all you need, open your spell inscriber. By right-clicking it, you'll see a large grid. This is where the magic happens. The inscribing system is less of a traditionally complex inscribing system and more of a simple sequence of actions. To add a piece to the grid, right-click any part of it and select from the runes that come up. As you can see at the bottom, you have 2 available runes. Once you have more, you'll be able to assemble them to create spells in a myriad of different ways, but for now, let's just focus on these 2. The runes you have available are Select Casting and Trick Debug. Tricks are the most important part of the spell. They are the means by which the spell interacts with the world. In our case, the debug trick is an exception. It just writes a value into the player's chat. Start off by placing them in your grid adjacent to each other. When you left click on the selector caster, you'll find that nothing special happens. However, when you do the same for the trick debug, a panel appears on the left where you can configure the inputs of this piece and the piece's parameters. Parameters are info that goes into the piece in order to allow it to do its thing. Our debug trick sends out something to chat, so we need to know what the thing is. Next to target parameter, click one of the arrows. Select caster looks like it's pointing towards the trick debug. If you hold shift while looking at a piece, you can see what type of parameters it needs or what types it sends out. This is useful as you can pair the right runes together. Ignore the number parameter for now, we'll cover that later. If you've done this correctly, you should see the X on the top turn into a check mark and some of the values appear on the right. Don't worry about those for now. You'll see, if you're still seeing a red X, hover over it and see what the error is, try to correct it. Now we need to take the program you've made and send it to your rod. Grab your spell node, right click on the spell inscriber with it, you'll hear a beep boop and you're now ready to load the bullet. Place your bullet in there and then you can take your rod out to pick a spell. Hold your rod and the same key used to access this menu. You may only have a single rod on you. If you have more than one in your inventory, spells will not work. In order to level up, you need to create and cast spells that contain the piece highlighted in red. Trick debug to be able to level up. Right-clicking your wand with the bullet loaded, you should be able to move on. If you want to create more Psydust, simply pick a slot that has no bullet in it. Okie dokie. So what I need to do is I need to come over here, and now I should be able to use this. And I should be able to go Spellcaster, Trick Debug. No? Trick Debug. When you left click on Select Caster, you'll find nothing happens. When you left click on Trick Debug, a panel appears on the left where you can configure the inputs. Parameter info that goes into the piece in order to allow it to do its thing. Our debug sends out something to chat, so we need to know what this thing is. Take the target parameter and click one of the arrows so that the selector caster looks like it's pointing towards the trick debug. Ah, I see. Okay. So now if I take a bullet and go and then do this, no, do this. There we go. So we leveled up. Constant number piece, preferably alongside debug trick tutorial 1. Okay, so we now have constant number piece. And then we have to do that. And then do like 2. And if we take this out, can we reuse the same shell? What happens now if I go... It puts 2 in chat. Okay. This is a really weird mod. This is a really, really weird mod. Trick add motion. Okay. If any of the spell stats are below the stats of your rod. Okay. Righty-ho. So let's... can I just delete these things? So what I need to do is put in a operator entity look, add motion, select caster. Target is caster. Direction is caster look, and then I need to add a speed. So the speed can be 10, and wait, what? Operator entity look gets an entity's look vector. Ah, so I need to add that as well. So I need me looking, create speed for me at power 10. Okay, that's... Ah, right, that's really expensive because of the speed I'm asking for. Okay, so can I do like 5, 6, 7, 6? 6 is the highest I can do. So, speed. And then we can use this because this is literally just a useless one at the moment. And now I got instantly killed because apparently I overflowed with psionic energy. Whatever the hell that means. So apparently that's bad. Apparently overflowing with psionic energy is bad. Apparently having something that powerful is bad. So that was mildly frustrating. Do you like explosions? Of course you do. Let's make a spell that explodes the block the player is looking at. For this we're going to use Trick Explode. This takes a vector and number constant. Error suppressor piece does exactly as it describes. If something goes wrong while casting your spell, you'll get an error in your chat telling you what went wrong. Okay. Okay, so let's see if I can figure this out. So we need to have spellcaster, entity position, entity look, vector raycast, so and then explosion, position, and power. What's wrong here? Parameter is facing an invalid piece. Oh, ray. What? Okay, so let's go and read the tutorial. I'm going to be reading the tutorials off camera, guys, because these are very long, complicated tutorials. This we're going to need Trick Explode. So this operator takes a position and a ray, both vectors. Okay, so what we need is we need the vector raycast, and the vector raycast needs two vectors. It needs where we're looking and where we're looking from. So we are looking from our eye height, and we are looking in the direction we are looking, and the raycast goes, okay, so boom. And we're going to reuse this spell because this spell instantly killed us. So I'm kind of hoping that this spell won't kill us, because this spell is well below our psi cost, our projection, our bandwidth. We should be well able to cast this spell. Okay, so we've got a Sai spell that kind of explodes when we right-click things. Fair enough. Interesting. I wouldn't exactly call it great, but interesting. So let's read the, or I shall read the next one. So we've got entities, numbers, and vectors. So I'm going to read through these and find out what's going on. Okay, we're back. I finally managed to get that to work. And basically the way I managed to get it to work is entity position. So my position, look for animals within 32 blocks. Target animal nearest to my position within that list of animals within 32 blocks of my position. Push them in the direction I'm looking. So it pushes the nearest animal within 32 blocks in whatever direction I'm looking. It's wow, this is truly mind-boggling. Okay, so our next lesson is vectors. And this gives us a list of vectors that we need to use. I need to get up to level 6 Sai Metal Infusion. Sorry, level 10 Sai Metal Infusion. So vectors are essential components to spell inscribing. Many vectors operations included here are very elementary, such as sum or subtract. Okay, so I need to use this vector construct. So the y vector is, and the x vector is, so the y vector needs to be like 2, so above me. And then I need trick add motion, direction. And then I need the speed, which we're going to add as 4. And then I need target, which is player. Okay. So theoretically, this makes me jump. I don't know why I want a spell to make me jump, but apparently this adds a spell that makes me jump. So it does add a spell that makes me jump. Okay. Wow, this mod is mind-bending. So numbers 101. Numbers are essential components to a spell inscribing. They are basic arithmetic operators. Debug, so write in chat. Target. Me. And I want you to write operator sum 4 and 4. So number A, number B. I want you to write 8 in chat. So theoretically, this allows me to write the word, the thing 8 in chat. So this should be on spell 8. Nope. Doesn't add the word 8 in chat, just adds gobbledygook. Oh no, it does say 8. It says 8 and then my details. Okay. Right, fine. So we're working through this slowly. Alternate casting, focal point or ruler vector. Aside from the standard spell nodes, alternate spell nodes can be created that allows the spell to be cast in different ways. Projectile spell nodes, instead of casting the spell, wait, was I using vector raycast when I didn't want to use vector raycast? I just wanted to use operator inverse, absolute, vector cross product. No, vector raycast is right. It's a localized raycast vector. Position, ray. Smite. Smite where I'm looking. I genuinely, I am completely lost with this. I have a feeling this would take me a long time to learn how to do it. But, okay, that works. So that works. So, if I wanted, I could, Oh, okay, so now we're getting into slightly cool spells. I can auto-charge creepers. Well, isn't that interesting? Oh, you guys might be wondering why I'm using my sword to teleport rather than my teleportation wand, which is in here. That's because this sword has the teleportation ability called Travel. Exactly the same as the teleportation wand, but instead of having 100,000, it has 1,000,000 units of energy in it, so it just lasts a lot longer. Okay, so movement, trick blink, trick mass blink, mass add motion, adds motion to all entities in target entity list, moves all entities in a target entity list to target position. And to level up, we need to use Trick Blink. So that shouldn't be too bad. So if we add Trick Blink needs a target and a distance. So the target is just going to be me. Target is me. Distance is operator 8. 4. 4. 4. Okay, so this is going to be blink. Oops. 3. That'll do. No. 4. Click off it. There we go. Blink. So let's make a few more spell nodes as we try and sort of understand what's going on. Oh, projectile spell node. Okay. Loop cast, circle cast. Oh, okay. So now I get how we do a projectile. Right. Let's do a spell node, and then let's do a projectile spell node. We need some arrows. So the projectile spell node is actually made as a separate node. So that's quite interesting. So let's do just blink on a normal spell node. So this should just blink me. This should just make me blink. Yeah. This just blinks me in a set direction. Okay. Sai Metal Infusion. Loopcast index. Selects the amount of loopcast executions to be done. So, loopcasting is a style of magic defined by the usage of a loopcast spell node. When a spell is cast from a loopcast spell node, it executes as if it was cast from a normal one, but also puts the player into a loopcasting state where until they unequip the rod, it will continuously cast the same spell at a rate of 4 times a second. The advantage of loopcasting is the fact that the initial cooldown on Sai regeneration is only applicable to the first spell. Okay, so now growth plus. Okay, so this, if we put this on a loop cast, like so, and then put it on our wand, and we tell our wand to activate growth plus, now what we should do is if we right click on a plant with our wand, we should just keep casting bone meal on the plant over and over again. Ooh. Okay. So I don't know if it worked, but it certainly tried to drain all of my mana and my health, which is quite scary. So let's see what we've got food-wise. Beef jerky, dampier. This mod, Sai mod is extremely difficult. I think I'm gonna have to just do a whole video on Sai mod and just see about what we can do. It reminds me a little bit of like some of the Thorncraft spell creation. Reminds me a little bit of some of the Thorncraft spell creation. But, I mean, we got a loop cast kind of happening. Oh no. Select a loop cast. That didn't level us up. What? Oops. Okay. Is that not, like... Loop casting is a state, so... Select a loop cast index. This piece selects the amount of times a spell has been loop casted. The initial cast, this will be 0 and will increment once every subsequent loop cast. This can be used alongside operator modulus and operator integer divider to alter how the spell functions every time it's cast. No, put out XYZ construct X is loop cast, and then we have 0, 0 for Y and Z. So this is just going to be our loop cast test again. Just trying to understand what this mod wants. Okay. So basically, each time it casts the spell, it puts a number, it increments a number. So actually, this would be a good way of just kind of chaining a kind of item placer. So you could use that even that particular one to build a bridge or something like that. Okay. So here we go. We've got greater Sai infusion now. So greater infusion. And ebony ivory infuses coal and quartz. Must be used in the end. So furthermore, trick ebony ivory infuse coal. Okay, so greater infusion will infuse nearby diamonds, turning them into Sai Gems. Furthermore, the trick ebony ivory will infuse coal and into an ebony substance and nether quartz into an ivory substance, both of which can be combined with Sai metal ingots to create the respective alloy. These alloys can later be used to create stronger rod frames. Okay, so very, very simple this point. Just put down the greater infusion trick, and we're just going to teach that to the rod. We've got blink, which we don't really need, and then if we take test, which is going to be our diamond infusion, we can take 11 diamonds and just stats are too weak to cast the spell. Wait, what? Oh, wait. What? We need potency 200. So how are we going to get potency 250? By making a Sai metal rod. Okay. And we can't swap the core out, so I suppose we'll just make a... We'll just make a quick one, which is complexity 30 yep, so we'll get one of those. And then we need one of these. So we've got a flashing one, which has bandwidth 7, notches 6. Bandwidth 6, notches 8. We'll take one of those. And then we need this, which has overflow 200. So we've just basically upgraded so that we can let's put the 2 old rods away in here for now. Oop, the old rod is still in this. So it wanted us to upgrade the rod so that we can now do enough to transform these. Damn it! That was the wrong one. I have multiple ones called test. Dang it! Infusion greater. And I just destroyed 11 diamonds. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to have to do a episode entirely on this mod. I'm going to have to do an episode entirely on this mod because this mod is really, really complex and I don't understand this mod yet. Like, I don't get this mod yet. But we have gotten through to Sai Gems and now we just have to create all the Sai metal things. Okay, so Sai metal sword, pickaxe, axe, shovel, focusing plate helm, focusing plate chest, focusing plate leggings, and focusing plate boots. Okay, so shovel, easy enough. Pickaxe, easy enough. Axe, easy enough. Sword. So these can actually have spells equipped inside them, which is quite interesting. The focusing plate helm can also have a spell equipped inside it. So all of these are like spell armors and things. Interesting. I need more Sai Gems. So we now have a complete set of Sai items, like the ability to cast Lightning Bolt where in sort of locations where I want to cast Lightning Bolt is very, very interesting. I will have to look more deeply into how to use Sai in the future because I can certainly see that having a lot of significant applications as we go into later parts of the game. But that should open up Power of the Stars, Under Pressure, and Embers for us. So that's excellent. That's opened up 3 more. So let's just have a quick look at BQ, Admin, Edit. And if we go to the quest book page, we should be able to see what we need to open up. So Chickens requires a True Collector and Creating Life. Extra Utilities requires Phantoms, Empowered Oil, Astral Rituals, and Conversion Wand. So I believe Phantoms and Empowered Oil are both from Actually Additions. So Phantoms is here and Empowered Oil is here. So yeah, we can do both of those reasonably easily. And then we need Astral Rituals and Conversion Wand, which I think is from the newly opened the Power of the Stars. So we have Conversion Wand and Astral Ritual. So we have to go through the entire of Astral Sorcery. And this is all just because I want pipes. This is all just because I want pipes. But we do now have flight, which is great. So we've got flight, we've got teleportation sword. We've done all the Sai that we need to do, that we have to do. But Sai certainly looks interesting with the ability to cast spells and generate power generate magical abilities. The other thing I did want to do, just to finish off the episode, is to create a spectral key, which I need to create one of these for, which is just obsidian, lapis, and ender pearl, and then we can create a spectral key. And why do I want a spectral key? Just because it gives us access to another dimension. Spectral dimension. And the spectral dimension is literally just a little kind of room, which is and for some reason contains order crystals. Not 100% sure why. Not 100% sure why it contains order crystals, but this is just our little dimension. We can get to it from anywhere, and then when we teleport back, we should be exactly where we started. But that did get some Thorncraft crystals, so yay, Thorncraft. Okay, so Sai is interesting. Sai is... It looks like it's really powerful. Like, if you know what you're doing, you could build spells to do automatic building, automatic mining, automatic structure management, all sorts of really interesting things. I don't know what I'm doing yet. But this has been the Gaming Droid. This has been an attempt to get Sai, and also getting our Chaos Crystal. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye, everybody.